Welcome. Let's try to solve another Leetcode problem, 2501, longest square streak in an array. Let's try to understand what is the square streak. So for a square streak, for example, if this number is 2, there's a next number is 4, and the next number is 16. So it means the current number is the square of the previous number. So after sorted, it is 2, 4, and 16. So 16 is the square of the previous number 4. 4 is the square of the previous number 2. So this is a square streak. So 2, 4, and 16. As we know that it should be a subsequence. And if you can see here is the definition of the subsequence. If you already know it, you're gonna save some time to understand what is a subsequence. But this subsequence can also be sorted. As we can see, if we can find a number like 2, 4, and 16, we put it here, and then we're gonna sort it. And then the longest length is 3, so we're gonna return 3. So the length of the subsequence is gonna be at least 2. And after sorting the subsequence, each element in this is the square of the previous number. So this is just the definition. We're gonna return the length of the longest square streak. If we didn't find it, for example, the length is just 1, so we're gonna return a -1. I think the easiest way to solve this problem is by using a set. And this problem is similar to Leetcode problem 128. I'm gonna explain that problem later and why I find a set to solve it immediately. So we're gonna define a set. So this set S should be the set of nums. Then we're gonna check all the numbers. We're gonna check the numbers one by one. We don't need to sort it. Yeah, because inside a set we're gonna find the next biggest number. But from the beginning we're gonna find the smallest number first. So we're gonna check if n to the power of 1 divided by 2. So this means the square root of n, not inside the set. So we're gonna start counting. So before we start counting, we're gonna prepare a counter, answer as 1. And we're gonna use a while loop, so while. So we're gonna count it from n squared. So while n times n, not in S, inside S, we're gonna count it. So if it is inside the set, so the answer should plus equal to 1. And we're gonna update n to n times n, because we're gonna count the next number. For example, if we first find a number 2, the square root of 2 is 1.4, but 1.4 is not inside the set. So we're gonna check the next number 4 and the next number 16, and then we're gonna record the maximum, the longest length. It's gonna be the maximum of result with answer. And finally, we just need to return the result. So this is the entire code. As you can see, it is not so long. So this if tag is just to start counting from the smallest number, and this while tag is just to start counting from the next number. For example, the first number is 2, the next number is going to be 4. And the time complexity is O(n). Maybe you think there's a for loop and there's a while loop. Actually, this is just O(n). For example, if this number is 4, we have a number 2 inside. Yeah, because if 2 not inside, we're gonna check. But if 2 inside, we're gonna not check the while loop. So it means for this number like 4, like 16, like 3, 6, or 8, we only check the for loop. We didn't go through the while loop. Only for this number 2, we go through the while loop. So the time complexity is n times 2, 2 times n. So it is still O(n). Now let me run it to check result. So this means we're gonna define a result. As the final return is -1, so I'm gonna define the result as -1. But this result can be 1. So I'm gonna return result if this result is more than 1. So it means it will be at least 2. Otherwise, I'm gonna return a -1. So this means that this result we can set it as -1 or set it as 0. It doesn't matter. Or it's gonna be the negative infinity. It should also work. Now as you can see, it works. Now let me submit it to check if it can pass all the testing cases. As you can see, it passed all the testing cases, and the time complexity is just O(n). And what is the intuition of this problem, and why we can solve it like this? So let's just go back to Leetcode problem 128. Yeah. So from here, the longest consecutive sequence. So this is 128. So for this problem, actually, we can solve it by using a set. As you can see, it's really similar to 2501, to this Leetcode problem. As you can see, we prepare a set, and we're gonna have a result, and we're gonna check from the smallest number, and then we're gonna check n plus 1, because this is the consecutive sequence. Yeah, it means consecutive numbers, but this is the longest square streak in an array. So this is why those two problems are so similar. Of course, this problem can also be solved by unified, but I think a set is the easiest way to solve the problem. Now let's check if there are no. Yeah, I think that is for today's problem. Thank you for watching. See you next time.